You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. Oh, by the way, I just heard from Nancy Pelosi. She just got back to me. Apparently she took exception to what I was talking about, the Spark of Divinity thing, when she was criticizing the President of the United States for calling MS-13 animals. There's a spark of divinity in everyone. We must remember our sparks of divinity before we start denigrating those other sparks of divinity that exist in every single human being. We simply have to do that. I mean, Shaw. And I was just describing how, just as part of a ritual killing, because somebody happened to deface some MS-13 graffiti, that the guy was killed with bats and knives and machetes and then had his heart cut out. And she says, I disagree vehemently with your assessment of my words regarding sparks of divinity. Even those people who took part in that, as somewhere inside them is a spark of divinity. I mean, after all, if there wasn't a spark of divinity, they would have eaten that heart. Thank you. Thank you for weighing in, Ms. Pelosi. I really appreciate that. Oh, speaking of heartless, notorious drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was formally sentenced to life in prison plus 30 years. U.S. District Judge Brian Cogan imposed the sentence amid bomb-sniffing dogs, automatic rifle-toting agents, and other extra security measures at the Brooklyn Federal Courthouse. Why? Aren't assault weapons illegal in Brooklyn? Why would... I mean, I'm confused. Why... Why would the U.S. District Court need people with bomb-sniffing dogs, bombs are illegal, aren't they? Yeah. Automatic rifle-toting agents? What for? Automatic rifles are illegal in the United States. Oh, they're not illegal if they're being carried by, say, for example, some federal law enforcement officers? Oh, so you're saying basically that federal law enforcement officers can have automatic weapons, but the people of the United States cannot. Oh, really? Why? I mean, forgive me if I get this wrong, but is there an advantage somehow of having automatic weapons as opposed to semi-automatic weapons? Is there some sort of advantage that the federal law enforcement officers need over who? Well, John David, those cartel members may want to try to bust El Chapo out. So, I mean, they're not going to carry automatic weapons, are they? I mean, that would be illegal. Bomb-sniffing dogs. Bombs are illegal. Why would you need bomb-sniffing dogs? Let those dogs go. Let them go play Frisbee. Let them have some fun. Let them do what dogs love to do because they're just irrepressibly, wonderfully fantastic weapons. Beings. Let them sniff each other and live in peace. The overwhelming evil is so clear, said Cogan. A mountain load of evidence. It's as high as the cocaine hills in his house. Convicted in February on drug trafficking weapons charges, he was also sentenced to 30 additional years in order to forfeit $12,666,191,704 based on the quantity and value of the drugs in his crimes. It's a fiction. It's part of the show trial, said defense lawyer Jeffrey Lichtman. How do they get to $1? There are no assets. Well, then, maybe all the property that El Chapo used to own, and maybe all the cars, and maybe all the weapons, and so on. But, of course, if you were going to make money off the weapons, you'd have to sell them to somebody. Maybe you could sell them to Eric Holder. Oh, John David, you are just being the biggest jerk in the world. Yes, I am. I'm so sick of government hypocrisy. I am so upset about it. I am so annoyed by it. I am so angered by it. I'm actually talking about it. Because somebody has to. Because somebody has to. And if not me, who? Reporting from Reuters out of London, England, support for the U.S. President Donald Trump has increased slightly among Republicans after he lashed out on Twitter over the weekend in a racially charged attack on 4 minority Democrat congresswomen, according to a Reuters Ipsos poll of public opinion. The national survey, conducted on Monday and Tuesday after Trump told lawmakers they should go back and help fix the totally broken and crime-infested places from which they came, showed his net approval among members of the Republican Party rising by 5 percentage points to 72%, compared with a similar poll last week. Yeah, 72%. Yeah, this is, you keep watching these numbers. You know, I said a while back this president could conceivably win with 60% of the popular vote. It's conceivable. And all he has to do to win by 60% of the public vote, the actual popular vote, is to just let Democrats keep talking. It's all he has to do. I'm telling you, the people of the United States that are responsible, charged, what have you, with shaping political thought, the pundits, the news media, the propagandists, the anti-American thug left, all those people that will do anything to change your mind are completely clueless when it comes to the country they're trying to, interfere with. Compared to the American public left, the American progressive left, the Russian government interference in the 2016 presidential election was a particle, barely discernible, in the gigantic propagandist juggernaut of the anti-conservative, anti-Republican, anti-Trump left that is pervasive in America's mainstream media. And I'm very much interested in someone calling me on the telephone and telling me I've got it wrong. 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. You can't tell me I got it wrong because I haven't gotten it wrong. We, the people of the United States, are badly served by the political process in this nation. Regardless of party, it's the political process that's the problem. Ably assisted by their minions in the mainstream media. The supercilious, propagandist, pompous, smug, anti-American leftist journalists, in quotes, that try to shape public opinions, blow it over and over and over. And the reason that they blow it over and over and over is because they don't know what they're talking about. They spend their entire lives in these incubation modules in New York and Washington, D.C., L.A., San Francisco, Seattle. They spend all this time there. And all they hear from are people that, basically talk like they do. Or even worse, want to talk like they do. The sycophantic echo chamber of the left. The narcissism, the ego, the arrogance, the smugness. Rampant. The hubris. Everywhere. Ubiquitous. Except in the hearts and minds of the people of the United States. The true Americans. These people that routinely step up and talk about how bad President Trump is They don't have any idea what they're talking about. Oh, is President Trump kind of a loose cannon? Way. The president is a way loose cannon. There's no doubt about it. Does he say stupid things? Yes, he does. Has he said stupid things? He sure has. Does he regret a lot of those things? I certainly hope so. I think he probably does, because I don't really think he's that much of a sociopath. But that's not the point. The man has faults, but he is an American through and through. He's what Americans look like, whether you like it or not. You know, it's like all these people that say, my son should play baseball because it's apple pie and so American and so wonderful. It is a true harbinger of sportsmanship and true love of athletic endeavor. Have no idea what baseball actually is. If you want to talk about toxic male, spend some time with the toxic males that play AAA baseball. Am I being critical of those guys? Hell no. I wish I was good enough to play AAA baseball. I really do. Not so much. But those guys are rough and tough because they're making their way based on their skills. They're making their way based on what they know. The honest, hard work that led them to the upper echelons of American baseball, but they're not nice. And there's not a lot of sportsmanship involved in American baseball. It's a hard game. I'm going to throw this speedball by you. Oh, yeah? I'm going to hit it so far it'll be spinning 2.5 hours from now in the middle of the parking lot after everybody's gone home and fallen asleep. You're going to go out there and look at that last slider you threw, and you're going to go, wow, that was a mistake. You can't hit that ball past me. The only thing that's going to stop me from catching this fly ball is the fence that's in my way. That's baseball. And it is America's game. It is a perfect American game. It is 9 hardcore, toxically masculine men playing baseball because they're the best that can be found to play that game that way. They are individuals in specific positions, doing specific jobs. And oh, by the way, likewise, you want to see some toxic femininity? Hang around a college women's softball team. You'll see toxic femininity. You don't believe me? Look at what the national women's soccer team has been talking about lately. Does that look like great sportsmanship to you? Looks like hardcore people that are the best at what they do. There was a book a long time ago called The Ugly American. The Ugly American defined as somebody that had more money than anybody else, had a louder mouth than anybody else, got more done than anybody else, and knew it, and flaunted it. Is that bad? I don't know. Is it bad? That kind of attitude won the Second World War. That kind of attitude battled a world superpower in Europe and another world superpower in the Pacific and destroyed them both in less than 4 years. Were those just wonderful grinning farm boys just fighting for America and that flag? No, they were hardcore American citizens that went out there and slaughtered them by the bushel baskets full because that's what it took to win the war. The President of the United States is of that ilk. No, he didn't fight in any war. But he sure as hell fighting one now, wouldn't you think? I said a long time ago that I wanted an American president. This was during the run-up to the 2016 election. I said I wanted an American president who could win a fist fight. He's winning. What do his political enemies need to do? They need to stop engaging in fistfights with a stone expert. So what do they do? Well, they start working for the benefit of the American people better than President Trump is. That's how you beat him. But they can't do it, can they? Because they're smarter than the American people. All you have to do is ask them. You're listening to the Wells Report.
This report is brought to you by Crescent Tools. Most toolboxes contain a crescent wrench, which tradesmen and DIYers have trusted for more than a century. But what many call a crescent wrench isn't always the real deal. The reason? True crescent wrenches are made by Crescent Tools, which started producing the adjustable wrench in 1907. However, few realize that Crescent is the brand, not the tool. Nor do they understand that Crescent makes more than just wrenches. Brendan Walsh, Director of Product Management at Crescent Tools.
What a person thinks is a crescent wrench may just be an adjustable wrench, and there's a difference. We've innovated the crescent wrench to meet the needs of today's tool user and have expanded to offer a solid crew of tools in addition to wrenches.
While wrenches are their signature products, Crescent manufactures 2,800 tools including files, snips, storage cabinets, and measuring tapes, establishing Crescent Tools as one of the most respected professional hand tool brands in the world. So, the next time you reach into your toolbox, check to see if it's actually a crescent wrench or an imposter. For more information, visit www.crescenttool.com.
Are you drowning in debt? Are you struggling to make minimum payments? Did you know that on average, a household with at least one credit card struggles with over $15,000 in credit card debt? If this sounds like you, know that it's not your fault. Credit card debt happens to good people. Credit card companies lure you in with low introductory rates and low minimum payments. Before you know it, you're in over your head. National Debt Relief has helped thousands of good people just like you become debt-free with our Debt Reset program that will dramatically reduce your debt down to a fraction of what you owe. Our Debt Reset program is customized to get you debt-free in as little as 24 to 48 months with one low monthly payment. If you owe over $10,000 in credit card debt or even personal loans, call 800-274-9490. There are no upfront fees or out-of-pocket expenses. You don't pay a dime until we succeed. Call now to see how the Debt Reset program can work for you. 800-274-9490. That's 800-274-9490. 800-274-9490.
Balance of Nature. Changing the world, one life at a time.
I'm loving my Balance of Nature. Since I started, I have not gotten one cold. I kind of fight everything. I get a little tickle, but it goes away.
It's just amazing the difference I felt. I want you to know how much I appreciate the counseling and so forth and your attention to your people. I have been a pretty big advocate for the Balance of Nature. I don't know how many truck drivers have asked me, how in the heck do you keep going at 88, 89 years old? I said, Balance of Nature. If they want to really enjoy some good health, get on Balance of Nature.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. For a limited time, you can receive a 30% discount and free shipping on your first preferred order of Balance of Nature. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code USA.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. There's some interesting things going on in the United States. It may be a reaction to the toxic masculinity that I was just referring to. Toxic masculinity also goes by a different name, male reality, but let's not dwell. A second Republican candidate for Mississippi governor said he would not be alone with a woman who was not his wife in a professional or personal setting. This after fellow candidate, State Representative Robert Foster, made the decision to deny a female reporter's request to accompany him on a campaign trip for the very same reason. Bill Waller, Jr., the former Chief Justice of the Mississippi Supreme Court, told Mississippi Today He subscribes to what is known as the Billy Graham rule, named after the prominent evangelist in which a man avoids being alone with a woman other than his wife. I just think it's common sense. I just think in this day and time that appearances are important, transparency is important. I think that people need to have the comfort of what's going on in a government between employees and people. There's a lot of social issues out there about that, said Waller. He said his goal is not to make an issue so that everyone's comfortable with the surroundings and we can go about our business. Waller told Mississippi Today that in his 22 years serving on the state Supreme Court, he never found himself alone with a female colleague. I tried to always have somebody else present. Adding that he would not, however, demand that the woman provide the other male colleague. Last week, Foster declined Mississippi Today's request to send a reporter on the trail with him for the day because the reporter was female unless she brought along a male colleague, saying he did so because he wanted to keep things professional. Good. Absolutely good. Let's talk a little bit about this. Why is this an issue? Why do women who disagree with someone politically suddenly realize that what happened between that person and themselves 25 years ago was sexual harassment? See, that's the issue, isn't it? Suddenly, before you can say non-disclosure agreement, there are women showing up saying, no, this guy did something horrible and terrible to me. Interesting. I don't know how long it's going to take before every male in America that has any kind of professional future follows in the footsteps of these men. I know that my sons, and you have heard it too, the constant refrain, mind your manners and keep your hands to yourself. Over and over and over. And the reason is because women have been empowered to destroy men over affairs of the heart. It is where we live today. It is a way, essentially, I think, to get men out of the way. And it works. There have been people in conservative journalism that have found themselves on the outside looking in. Bill O'Reilly, the greatest example, based on suddenly people said that he sexually harassed them. Did he have a day in court? Nope. Not one shred of an opportunity to defend himself. Any attempt to defend himself was immediately shouted down as absolute ridiculous stupidity. Obviously, he's going to lie because he's a man. Okay. Pretty soon, it's going to be hard to hang around with a guy because he might have a future. But then again, I guess most women don't need a guy with a future, right? Because they're women and they can do everything. Is that correct? Just asking. Just trying to make conversation on Wednesday. Your thoughts always welcome. 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. 844-723-4687. You're listening to The Wells Report on the USA Radio Network.
I used to wonder when I saw people going into nice hotels, really nice hotels, taking a pillow with them. That was before I got a MyPillow, because I know it doesn't matter where I'm going, whether I'm going to a 1-star, 3-star, 5-star hotel, MyPillow goes with me, whether it's just overnight or whether it's on vacation. And here's the great deal about MyPillow right now. The lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. 2 MyPillow premium pillows for $69.98. That's only $34.99 per pillow. The lowest price ever offered on radio or TV. And it's still the same pillow. Great pillow, 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty. And call them. 1-800-951-8175, or go to MyPillow.com, use promo code USA, click on the 2-pack special, and get the best deal you've ever gotten on a good night's sleep when you get a MyPillow.